Buddy, Riley Brazo here, your 2025 State Young Farmer Committee Chair, coming to you live from Southwest Michigan cornfield. I guess today is our setting, as we're going to talk a little bit about membership benefits and how it pertains to young farmers and how we can utilize those as young farmers to grow ourselves, grow our businesses, grow our membership. And joining me today is going to be Hannah Meyers, regional manager. So I'm going to throw it to Hannah quick to let her introduce herself.
Yes, good morning, Riley. Excited to be with you. So I am the Southeast Regional Manager. Been in the role for almost 10 years now. And I enjoy uh, enjoy my role because mostly what I look forward to is helping to connect farmers to programs and resources, that can help solve any problems that they're facing. So I'm super excited that today we're talking about membership value, membership savings, and all of the programs that are at the disposal, specifically, for young farmers. So I love that you're in the truck today. We have Farmer Riley. Are you guys
We are out doing it.
corn silage or?
We're hauling seed corn today, hauling seed
Okay.
corn back over to the plant in Constantine. So we're kind of scattered mostly around St. Joe County, a little
Yeah.
bit into Kalamazoo County, and we do dip a little bit into northern Indiana. But live from St. Joe County today, anyways, my home county. So it's cool. I don't get to show this side much when it gets to be busy season for me. So this is kind of neat that we get to dive into some things pertaining to young farmers and do it while I'm out doing my thing. Um, so we talked a little bit before we got started. We've got kind of some pillars that we go through on membership. I know we're going to kind of work through some questions on how this topic kind of pertains to farmers. So why don't you start us off? What are we starting out with?
Yeah, absolutely. And so again, our time together, is just hopefully to ask some questions, get the brain juices flowing for our young farmers as they're preparing for the state discussion meet. The topic that we're going to focus on is Farm Bureau offers a diverse range of member benefits at the state and national levels. What strategies can be implemented to ensure members are fully informed about the savings on products and services available to them? Additionally, how can young farmers and ranchers leverage these industry relationships to strengthen local partnerships and increase utilization of these discounts to keep their operations running smoothly? So that's a mouthful. But I think we're just going to have a conversation today about, yeah, what is the value of Farm Bureau membership and how are we helping young farmers not only be informed, but utilize the resources that they have access to. So
Sure.
to kick it off, Riley, I guess what if you want to share for us, what do you see is the value of being a Farm Bureau member?
So the value for me starts with the networking, the outreach that I have to a circle of people, of peers, really, in agriculture, and not just in my area, but across the state. And truly now it's started to expand even for me across the nation as some opportunities have come up. But that's one of the biggest values I see in we're not alone in this, right? The group of people that we're in this with is much larger than I think some anticipate it to be, and everybody's going through a lot of the similar problems. So knowing that there's some good value in being able to reach out to people that you've met at a conference or you've met at a county annual meeting or maybe a district meeting, and you can just bounce ideas off of them. Or, hey, what's going on? What do you think about this? Or, hey, there's some new legislation coming through the state. How is that going to impact us, even though we're in different areas? Is it going to impact us the same and different? So that all encompassing peer network that we get, that for me, I would put that towards the top of value wise for a Farm Bureau membership, specifically for young farmers when they look at all the things they're trying to go through. If it's just getting started, if it's trying to add on to your business to kind of branch out and make more value out of what you're doing, those things are there. So that's where it starts for me.
Yeah, absolutely, Riley. And you are not alone. We recently reviewed a nationwide study of membership associations, and networking opportunities is the number one reason why people join associations is they want a place and a space to connect with like-minded people about the areas that they're passionate about. And so that's definitely what Farm Bureau is for farmers. And so I think how young farmers can utilize that is, as they are planning events, ensuring that there is ways and opportunities for young farmers to connect with one another. So that doesn't always have to be fancy. That can be a bonfire, a meet and greet at a county fair, just a place and a space for young farmers to connect with one another. So that is, yeah, one of the 4 pillars we're going to talk about today in the values of membership is the opportunity to connect with one another. So thanks for bringing that up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, it can be anything. I kind of use that phrase, it can be mild to wild type deal, where it can be as professional as, hey, we're going to do policy development and we've got a good group of young farmers that are really heavy into policy. Come see what this is about. You don't have to necessarily be involved heavy on it, but just listen and learn. Or it can be as simple as a shop get together. Hey, if we got a group, we're going to order some pizzas, we're going to throw some cornhole bags, just come relax. If it's after the stress of harvest and we're going to throw this little get together, just come hang out with those of us and see kind of what this is all about. So yeah, I like it gets all the ends of the spectrum as far as when we're trying to get people involved and show them where that value is.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you get that group of young farmers together, I mean, they can talk amongst themselves and maybe there's a common issue or theme that they're facing and together they can bring in that resource from Michigan Farm Bureau or externally to come and talk about it. So maybe that's estate and succession planning, maybe that's business planning, maybe that's a specific, right to farm issue that's been continuing to pop up in their community. But once they're together and they make that connection, then they can understand together, what resources or programs might be the best fit for their group.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
All right. Well, should we talk about grow? So grow is one of our other membership pillars. And when I think about grow, I'm thinking about growing your skills as a leader, which Riley, Farm Bureau has endless and tremendous value in that. So do you want to share a little bit about how maybe Farm Bureau has helped you grow as a leader yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I've been involved with young farmers now going on 10 years, which is wild to think a decade, but it's been there. Um, and there as that time has gone on, the opportunities that presented themselves for myself and others, I would not have thought would have been there. Opportunities to serve on different level committees, starting way down at the county level, and then opportunities for state level serving on the State Young Farmer Committee. And then getting inside that committee, the opportunities that came, I would not have stood on stage at State Annual 3, 4 years ago and felt completely comfortable talking in front of everyone, script or no script, right? Like I public speaking's always been that thing. Like, yeah, I mean, sure, I'll go, but I'm gonna stumble through it. Um, but when I first came on committee, that was one of our things. What do you want to grow? How do you want to grow as a person and as a leader in your time on committee? And that was the first thing I wrote is I want to be better at public speaking. I want to get put on the big stage because I felt that was the best way for me to conquer that and to do that. And I've done that. And that has opened up for me a comfort level speaking in front of other groups, maybe not quite as large as the stadium crowd, but at a district event or down to my county or outside groups that are inquiring about agriculture. It's raised my comfort level and my confidence level to be able to speak and share the story of ag and explain things when people don't understand or they want to know more. But yeah, the leadership opportunities truly are endless. You think about policy development committees that you can serve on. Again, these are all things that you can start down at the county level and work your way up if that's your desire. Those opportunities are there. And I think it's true for everyone that as you get your feet wet at a little bit lower level and you start to move up, it becomes easier and you get to that comfort level. And then you start to share that with others that are coming behind you and are starting that same path that you were on, it becomes easier to share with them kind of the tips and the tricks and what to expect. And I think that kind of passes down and makes things simpler for other people. And that's big, I think, in keeping more people involved, getting more people involved, letting them know, hey, I was in your shoes. I was a little unsure, but when I started this, I found somebody kind of a mentor type deal that was involved in this. They gave me some tips and tricks, and I settled in and I've grown as a leader. And now I'm going to do the same thing for you because I want to see you succeed. Um, I've had countless people my opportunities in this organization that have done that for me, and I think one of the best ways that I can make sure we continue to involve and engage new members is to pass on those same things that I got from older members who've gone through all the same things.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Riley. Thanks for sharing that. And that is what's so great about Farm Bureau's network and just the farming community in general. You know, everybody wants to see you succeed. And Farm Bureau can be such a great sounding board for new ideas as you're problem solving. I think one of the most underrated benefits of being a Farm Bureau member is access to our industry professionals. So people that you can
100%.
call that are they're respected, they're reliable, they're informed, they're not partisan, they're not trying to sell you anything. They are just there to serve. So, whether you're having a right to farm issue, an issue with an environmental agency, with your township, you have a local government specialist, an ag ecology specialist, an economist that you can call and get on the phone, same day to help walk you through that issue and identify some solutions.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, the resources that we have available within this organization that cover a wide variety of topics, they're there. And I think it's big to make sure that everybody knows those are there. And that's the hard part of getting that out sometimes. But when we do, the people it reaches, I think it even surprises me how many people we reach. Um, and then when they know that those things are there, that I think is another way that that leadership expands for them and for the membership, because then they take that. They may not be involved in a higher level at the state level in a committee or what have you, but they're going to take that and they're going to share that back at their county level with other people who maybe wouldn't know. That to me is even leadership. That's taking and passing that on and showing people, hey, you're dealing with this, whether it's policy, it's financial things, utilize this resource that Farm Bureau has. This person, these people will get you on the right path. They will answer your questions. That's leadership.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And a tactic I've seen that's had some success lately is county boards have added a local issues agenda item to their board meetings. So just an opportunity so everybody around the room can share if there is something that's happening in the community that's impacting agriculture. That's what we should be talking about in the boardroom, right? And that's what young farmers should be talking about at their meetings as well, because they are the eyes and ears of their community. They're so tuned into what's happening. And as long as they know that whatever problem they're solving, Farm Bureau either has a resource or a connection, to be able
Right.
to help support them in that issue.
For sure. Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
awesome. Well, our third pillar, third out of fourth, is advocate. So when it comes to advocacy in an organization, how does a young farmer get plugged in? And what is the value of them participating in our advocacy efforts?
So there's a few ways I think they can get plugged in. Obviously, we're trying young farmer side of things. We're trying to push more on the social media. That's a big thing right now. Obviously, that generation, like social media, it's the thing. And I think it's one of the best ways to connect what we do on an organizational level with that next generation, that younger generation. And when they have that information, that here's what the organization is, here's what's going on, here's how you can become involved. That's pushing that advocacy piece for them to be involved and show them why it's important to be involved at the county level and keep themselves in the know, so to speak, on what's going on. And like I said, that can also then spread to their peers, and we push that from that angle. So, um, yeah, that's one, and that's kind of at the forefront of my mind, really, because of. I'll throw a little bit of a plug in here, but the State Young Farmer Committee just launched their new Instagram page. You can find a lot of resources and things advocating for young farmers on there. So keep that in mind. That's a new thing. I know that's been kind of a priority of what we wanted to have specifically for young farmers, and we think it's going to be big, and it's going to do a lot of good reaching out to members who wouldn't otherwise maybe stay as connected. So.
Yes, awesome. And I think what's so great about Farm Bureau is, we are this unified voice of agriculture, and our voice is only amplified by the more diverse our membership is. So, I think a lot about young farmers, first generation farmers, urban farmers, and what an opportunity for them to engage in our policy process as they're facing issue, as things are happening, that impact them and individually and their specific sectors of the industry, that they're able to write and craft policy, that can get adopted, that can help assist them on their farm. So I think that's such a cool opportunity for those folks to get engaged.
Yeah, sure. And you said it too, that word diversity, right? And there's so many different areas of agriculture that are really starting to grow and to blossom, and urban ag is one of them. We, as a board here, just in August, got to see and visit the Detroit East Market, and to see the impact that a place like that has in an area like Detroit was incredible. And that's just one area of our state, but to see the things and the advocacy that's happening for those types of urban areas, and the people, that the things that they're doing on such a small scale compared to what we're used to on farming, the produce they're making, and the things, the goods they're selling to get fresh produce and whatnot to people in the cities, it's incredible. So yeah, to for them to have an avenue and to know your voice means something, your voice can be heard, and here's how, that's going to amplify what they're doing. That's going to get the word out where it should be, for those types of things. So that's a huge part, and I hope that we can continue as we go forward, because it's still on the small side, I think, but it's not going to slow down. I think it's going to become a much larger part of agriculture, not in only in Michigan, but in our nation. And if we can help pull those people in and tell them, listen, you may not farm the same way as a 2,000-acre row crop farmer in Southwest Michigan, but you're still producing for the general public. You're still in agriculture, and that means something. You are not on the outside. You are with us. We are with you, and we want to make sure we get your story out and your voice is heard, because it's important that we continue to grow that side of the agriculture sector.
I couldn't agree more, Riley. Well said. Well said. All right. So our last membership pillar is save. So we have a variety of Farm Bureau memberships and discounts, and I can kind of talk about that. But Riley, why don't you share for the group maybe what are some of the opportunities you see as far as member savings discounts? Either, what do you think young farmers specifically would utilize, or how can we do a better job of keeping members informed about what we have available?
I think when we look at this, we like you said, we have a large array of membership benefit savings on the savings side, and there's a broad spectrum of them. But Granger jumps out to me because there's a lot of safety parts, tools, those kinds of things. Michigan Cat's obviously in there. I believe Greenmark is jumping in. But like when you look at a place like Greenmark or Michigan Cat, those are in areas that are highly used by farmers in general, but specifically these young farmers. And if we can get those places on board to not share every year they're always doing spring, summer, fall sales of some kind, depending on what's going on. Going into harvest, there's sales going on. Spring tillage, there's things going on. If we can tag on to that and work with those stores that those people are going to be in and out of to have something displayed right there that say, hey, we're having a spring tillage sale. You're going to save X amount, but you're also, if you show you've got a Farm Bureau membership, we're going to kick in X% more on top of that. I think there's a huge opportunity there for those places, Greenmark, Burnups, the Case IH dealerships, all those things, to work with our young farmers because it's tough when you're up and coming or you're trying to get started. You need those things, but the prices, like commodity prices, tillage and or parts and service, that's not much better right now. And it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes when you've got a pretty substantial service bill, but you have to have it because your combine went down in middle harvest. If there's something we can advocate for and put in place to benefit our young farmers like that on that aspect, I think we got to work to do that. And I think there's opportunities there to do that. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I agree, Riley. And when I think about young farmers, I think about people who are just starting their business. So bottom line, margins are tight, they're thin. So any sort of discounts or savings programs, I'm sure is appreciated. So, young farmers, they're starting up, they're buying equipment. So we're lucky to have discounts with John Deere, Case IH, Caterpillar, and Grasshopper mowers, to name a few. Um, I'm excited they recently made a change to the Ford discount as well, because we know not a lot of young farmers are able to go out and buy a brand new Ford pickup, but they do allow discounts now on certified blue Ford vehicles, I believe.
yes, yep,
So
yeah,
that's great that they've made a recognition and expanded that discount a little bit more. Young farmers, they also have families, right? So we pray, Riley, that you're getting off the farm, you're going on vacation, spending some time with
right,
your family. Yep. So we're lucky enough to offer discounts to Detroit Zoo, Michigan's Adventure, Cedar Point, Crystal Mountain, Six Flags, choice hotels. I've personally used the budget rental car discount on some of my travels. So I think that creating, awareness is the first step, and then ease of access for utilizing the
yes,
discounts should go hand in hand. Awareness, a new tool that we've developed is the Text Savings Club. So if young farmers aren't signed up already, you can text SAVE, SAVE, to 517-210-0800, and that will get you signed up for monthly text messages on all of the different member benefit discounts, which is pretty great. I get some from Dunham's. I use the Dunham's discount as well pretty frequently because they get you signed up to their ads as well. So you get some pretty good discounts. Um, a second way that we've created ease of access for utilizing these member savings programs is a lot of these have now switched to digital discount codes versus having to show your physical membership ID.
right,
So you can access all of the member benefit savings programs through single sign-on. So once you get registered for that, it's a username and a password. You can access both your Farm Bureau insurance policies and all of the member saving discount codes all in one place. So we hope once members get signed up for that, it's super simple, super easy process to utilize any of the discounts that are available to them that way.
like everything now is at our fingertips, right? And
Yes.
everybody wants it right now. I think that's great, and I think that's going to go a long ways because I hear a lot from people, and this is all over the board, from older members to younger members. Well, where do I go to find those, or how? What's my login? And so I almost think if we could look into or make it so your membership sign-in link was linked to like an Apple Wallet or something like that, so it's even faster yet. And I'm really stretching out here, but I know in today's day and age it's coming, right? But again, it's at your fingertips. It's quick. It's simple. There's not a lot of things to sift through and find it. It's one, two, three, boom, you're there. Here's your options. Here's your savings, and here's your codes to utilize that. Yeah, I think that's going to go a
Love
long
that.
ways.
I love that.
Um,
That's a great idea.
I think so. I think there's something too we can tie into, not necessarily savings, right? But it's a benefit that I think we have within Michigan Farm Bureau, and to kind of advocate for it, is the companies we have within MFB, and for people who are trying to, maybe they're trying to start an agritourism business, but they need some help with a website. We have Gravity Works within MFP, or they're trying to get some marketing materials out and they don't really want to go to a place online like Vistaprint or something like that, but we've shown we have our print shop that they can utilize, and our print shop does phenomenal work.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
do.
if you have not seen some of the work that comes out of that print shop, it's incredible. If you ever get the chance and you're at home office and you want to see it, tell somebody, go see it, because that crew down there and the work that they do, and our design shop, our design crew, they are fantastic and they will get you on the right path. But those things too, to me, are a benefit, and I think if we they are out there, but I think if we do just a little bit more to push those, especially to people just coming on and starting new businesses, or they're just trying to find another avenue to reach out more, those are things too that I think are absolutely benefits that our members can to tie into and utilize to benefit themselves and benefit their businesses in their counties and their districts.
I agree, Riley, and you're so right. Those are amazing, amazing resources that are available to members that not only will save them money, but in many ways will save them their most important resource, which is time.
Yes.
And so when I think about that, as a business owner, some other discounts that we offer are labor and payroll services through Field Clock and MFB payroll. So we know that admin is the last thing on everybody's brain and the last thing we want to do. So I think those services are really great options for folks who are looking for solutions in that area. Another benefit of being a Farm Bureau member is you have access to Great Lakes Ag Labor Services. So one of the companies,
Yes.
yep, that you were referring to earlier. So if farmers are having issues with trouble, they can utilize that business within our family of companies to contract all of their H-2A workers, which if you talk to anybody who is a current customer of GLALS, they will tell you it's life-changing. So that's a super exciting member benefit that we're able to offer as well.
Absolutely. Well, and especially in today's in our society situation, getting those people here, we know the importance of having that workforce here, right? And anything that can be done to help ease that process, especially if you're new, but you need that workforce here, but you're new and you don't know where to start. The GLALS company is fantastic. It's a great resource to tie into. Sarah and her team do phenomenal, for sure. Somebody that people should look into.
Agreed. Agreed. And, we've kind of talked about the state in the federal level. And I think the last piece of the puzzle is local. So county farm bureaus have the autonomy to enter into contracts with local businesses to offer discounts to their farm bureau members. So my challenge to young farmers would be if there is a business that you're continually doing business with, or you see an opportunity in your community, you can take that to your young farmer committee, to your county farm bureau board, and see if they'd be interested in brokering a discount for members. Because that's where we want folks to spend their dollars too, is in their local community. So if that's an opportunity, I definitely encourage folks to pursue it.
Oh, for sure. And again, there's a wide spectrum of places you could go. Down in our area, we've got a lot of irrigation companies because we've got center pivots galore
Exactly.
down here to keep crops moving. So that's I think an opportunity for people in our area. And then I think about the people that are raising livestock and they need butcher dates or something like that, or they're selling direct to market, maybe, or they're going to sell an animal to somebody, but they're going to take it somewhere to process. If you got a local processor you can work with to give people members a discount, I think that goes a long ways too. So yeah, absolutely. That's something I think where young farmers should absolutely advocate for and push at their local level. Because like you said, we always want to be putting those dollars back into the local economy too. That's always good. So
Definitely. Definitely. Awesome. Well, this was a really great conversation, Riley. I really appreciate it. And it's exciting. I get super jazzed talking about the value of Farm Bureau membership. And I think once young farmers get, exposed to some of our resources, they start to build those connections, then they get just as excited too. So
Yeah,
thanks for the
absolutely.
conversation today.
No, I appreciate it, Hannah. Thanks for taking the time. I hope people watch this and they realize the resources, the avenues they have to grow their leadership, the benefits that are being a member of Farm Bureau, and the network that is out there to help them grow and do all those things within Farm Bureau. So yeah, no, this is good. I appreciate it. And hey, keep an eye out for that Instagram page on State Young Farmer Committee, and hopefully everybody will see you soon at the next Farm Bureau event.
Awesome. Thank you, Riley. Take care.
Thanks, Hannah. See ya.